Welcome to the video tutorial for the very first pattern in the Stardust Melodies Crochet Along series. I'm Polly and I will be your host. If you'd like more information about the Crochet Along, please visit everytrickonthehook.com or Every Trick on the Hook on Facebook. The Stardust Melodies Crochet Along is still a few weeks away at the time of publishing this video, so this pattern will act as an introduction and as a tool you can use to plan your own crochet along afghan. In this video, we not only are going to learn how to make the first square, called Begin the Beguine, but we will cover several basics that you will use in all of the squares for this crochet along. For this demonstration, I'll be using Lion Brand Vanna's Choice yarn, which is an Aran weight yarn, and a 5.5mm hook, and making the square you see here in blue. You can actually use any yarn you like. Just make sure you size your hook up or down appropriately and understand that your square will come out a different size. Let's talk about size. For this project, it's not so important that your square comes out the exact same size as mine, but that all of the crochet along squares you make come out the same size, whatever it may be. So a square done in worsted weight or Aran, like this blue one, will be around 9 inches, give or take a bit. A square done in double knit weight, like the green one you see here, will be around 7 or 8 inches. The yarn you choose and your personal crocheting tension will determine the size of your square and how many squares you'll need for your chosen afghan size. Now, let's get crocheting. To make round 1, we're going to begin by making a magic circle. I like to use double magic circles. To make the magic circle, take the yarn and place it across your fingers, palm up facing you, and close your bottom 2 fingers over the yarn to secure it. Take the yarn, you can set your hook down, you don't need it for this. Now take the yarn and wrap it around your top 2 fingers twice, and hold it in place with your thumb. Now take your hook, insert it into the loops, and pull the working yarn through. Now carefully remove the loops from your fingers and hold them with your hook hand, and pull the working yarn tight around your hook. And then you can hold your yarn however you hold it to crochet, and put the magic loops back in your yarn hand and hold them just in front of where you'll be working. Now chain 1, and that will secure your working yarn around your magic loops. And now you can work into your magic loops your round 1 stitches. For all of the squares in this crochet along, round 1 is going to start exactly the same. We're going to make our magic circle just like that, and then make a single crochet and chain 2 4 times total. Single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2. So that's 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'll show you how to close the magic circle. For this, we can pull our loop a little bit big and set our hook aside. The first thing that you do is address your yarn end and see if it is twisted at all into your loops. Mine is twisted just a little bit. I'm going to pull it through right here so that it comes out nice and straight. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull on the yarn end just a little bit. See how one loop tightened? I don't want to tighten it all the way, I just want to tighten it a little bit so I can identify it. And now I'm going to pull at the top of this loop, the one that tightened, until the other loop closes. I'm going to pull it tight, and now that this one is big, I can go back to my yarn end and pull on my yarn end until that one closes too. And now I have a double magic loop that is extra secure, more secure than a single magic circle. Now I can grab my hook and finish up this round with a slip stitch into that very first single crochet. can be a little tight. And now my round 1 is done, but before I move on, what I'm going to do is grab the loop that's on my hook and hold round 1, and I'm going to tighten it. I'm going to tighten that slip stitch as much as possible, and then make the loop on my hook back to normal size. And what that does is gives me a slip stitch that is as tiny as possible, and that will make my join as subtle as it possibly can be. To make round 2, start by chaining 1, and we're going to make a single crochet into this very first stitch, the same one that we slip stitched to join round 1. But we're going to make the single crochet into the back loop only. This can be a little bit tricky because you already slip stitched to this stitch, to both loops of this stitch, and it can be a little bit tight. If you have a hard time getting your hook into the back loop only, pinch on either side of that stitch and pull it apart just a little bit, and you'll see those loops loosen up, probably just enough that you can get your hook under that back loop so that you can make a single crochet. Now, into the chain 2 space, work single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. This is going to be pretty standard for all the corners in these squares. Single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Now in the next stitch, work into the back loop only, another single crochet, into the chain 2 space, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, into the next stitch, in the back loop only, single crochet, into the chain 2 space, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, last stitch, single crochet in the back loop only, and in the last chain 2 space, you guessed it, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and now we will join to the very first single crochet that we made by slip stitching to both loops, and then just like we did for round 1, pull that slip stitch tight and get your loop right, and that is round 2. To make round 3, start by chaining 1. The first stitch we're going to make is a double crochet, so I'm going to yarn over for a double crochet. We're going to make the double crochet into the front loop only of the stitch immediately below where we're at, but one round below. So rather than working into this stitch, the current first stitch of the round, I'm going to work into the round 1 stitch into the front loop only. I like to do this by inserting my hook directly under the loop. Sorry, it's a little tight, directly under the loop, so that my hook comes out the back, see? Now when I pull my hook back through, it sort of automatically hooks onto the front loop of that stitch, and I can yarn over and pull up a loop to complete my double crochet. The front loop does pull just a little bit, but that will sort itself out as we make our square. Now that I've made the double crochet into the front loop of the stitch one round below, I'm not going to work into the stitch that is directly behind this double crochet. That stitch now counts as being worked. The next stitch is the one I'm going to address next, not the one behind the double crochet, but the next stitch. I'm going to work a back loop only single crochet into that stitch. Now I'm at my corner. I'm going to work single crochet, chain 2, like always for the corners, single crochet. Now on this side, the first stitch, I'm going to work a single crochet into the back loop only. In the center stitch, I'm going to double crochet into the stitch, the front loop only of the stitch one round below. That's this round one stitch. You can see the horizontal bar that creates the front loop only. I'm going to insert my hook right under it, pull it a little bit, and I'm under the front loop. I'm going to yarn over and complete my double crochet. I'm not going to work into the round 2 single crochet that's behind it. I'm going to work into the next round 2 single crochet. In the back loop only, I'm making another single crochet. I'm going to work that way all the way around. Single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the chain 2 space, single crochet in the back loop only of this first stitch of this new side, double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch one round below the next, single crochet in the back loop only of the third stitch of this side. Now I'm at the corner, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the corner, single crochet in the back loop only, double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch one round below, single crochet in the back loop only of the third stitch, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the last chain 2 space. Now single crochet in the back loop only of that last stitch before our very first double crochet, and now I'm going to slip stitch to both loops of that first double crochet, and I'm going to pull the slip stitch tight, and that is round 3. For round 4, start by chaining 1. Single crochet in the back loop only of that very first double crochet. Single crochet in the back loop only of the next 2 stitches. And now you're at your corner. Work the corner as usual with a single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. In the very first stitch of the next side, work a single crochet into the back loop only. On the second stitch, double crochet into the front loop only of the stitch one round below. Single crochet into the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. You're at the corner again, so single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in that corner chain 2 space. Work each side the same way. Single crochet in the back loop only of the first stitch, double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch one round below, single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. The corner, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Single crochet in the back loop only of the first stitch, double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch one round below, single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches, now we'll work our last corner, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. In the last 2 stitches, a single crochet in the back loop only, and then double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch one round below, and that is your last stitch of the round. So slip stitch to both loops of the first single crochet and pull it tight. To make round 5, start with a chain. Chain 1 and single crochet into the back loop only of that first stitch. Single crochet into the back loop only of the next stitch, and double crochet into the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below the next stitch. Single crochet in the back loop only of the next stitch, and now you're at your corner. In the corner chain 2 space, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, just like we always do. Now, I'm going to show you one side of this round. The other sides are exactly the same, and when you get to the end, you'll slip stitch to both loops of the first single crochet, just like we do with every round. So, for the sides, start the first stitch with a single crochet in the back loop only, then a double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below. Single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below. Single crochet in the back loop only of the last stitch of the side, and then work your corner as always with a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Work each side like that, and the last few stitches of the round will be the same. Slip stitch to the first stitch, to both loops of the first stitch, and then we will start on round 6. To start round 6, chain 1 and single crochet in the back loop only of the first stitch. In the next stitch, double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below. Single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. Work the corner, just like always, with a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in that chain 2 space of the corner. Now, here's how to work a round 6 side. I'm going to show you one side, and you'll make all the sides the same way. And in this round, we're really going to see the pattern emerge. So the first thing you do, and you're going to do this at the beginning of each side in every round. Every round starts with a single crochet in the back loop only of the first stitch. I'm sorry, every side begins with a single crochet in the back loop only of the first stitch. Now the pattern emerges. Double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below, then single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. Now do that again. Double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below, and single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. Work your corner as always with a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Now let's look at that pattern before we move on. Every side starts with after the corner, a single crochet in the back loop only of the first stitch. The second stitch is a double crochet into the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below. And you'll notice this double crochet always comes before, immediately before the double crochet of the last round. Then we work 3 single crochets in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches, a double crochet again immediately before the double crochet of the last round, in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below, and then 3 single crochets in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. That's how you do round 6. Stick around, I will show you round 7, 8, and 9, and you'll see how the pattern goes, and you'll be able to make the rest of the rounds without any assistance from me. When you get to the end of every round, I'm not going to tell you this anymore, so when you get to the end of every round, slip stitch to both loops of the first stitch, and then pull your slip stitch tight, just like we've done on all the previous rounds, but I'm going to stop reminding you now. For round 7, start as always with a chain 1. Round 7 starts slightly different from the other rounds because the first stitch you need to make is actually the double crochet part of the pattern. You're going to make the double crochet in the stitch 1 round below that very first stitch, and then single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. Now double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below the next stitch, and single crochet in the back loop only of the last stitch of the side. Now single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in your corner. And now let's look at the round 7 side. As always, single crochet in the back loop only of the first stitch, double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below the next stitch, and then single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. That's our pattern. Double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below. As always, that stitch falls immediately before the double crochet of the last round. Single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches, double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below, and there's only 1 stitch left on the side, so we'll single crochet in the back loop only and then work our corner. By now you probably feel pretty confident about making this pattern and working all the way around, but I'll go ahead and show you rounds 8 and 9 because they're the ones, if you're reading the written pattern, they're the ones that are part of the repeat. So I'll show you rounds 8 and 9 and then I will send you on your way to make the rest of the pattern. For round 8, start with a chain 1 and a single crochet in the back loop only of that first double crochet. Single crochet in the back loop only of the next 2 stitches, and then double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below the next stitch. Single crochet in the back loop only the next 3 stitches, work your corner, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the corner chain 2 space, and now I'll show you how to work a side of round 8. As always, single crochet in the back loop only of the first stitch, double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below the next stitch, single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. One, two, three. Now we're going to do that all the way across. Double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below, single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. One more time, double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below the next stitch, and single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. And that is how you do the side of round 8. Work that all the way around to do your join. We'll do round 9 and then we'll talk about how to finish off your square. Now let's start round 9. Chain 1 and single crochet in the back loop only of the first stitch. Single crochet in the back loop only of the next stitch, and now double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below the next stitch. Single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches, double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below, single crochet in the back loop only of the last stitch of the side, and work your corner. Single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in that corner chain 2 space. Now for a side of round 9, start as always with a single crochet in the back loop only of the first stitch. And now let's work our pattern. Double crochet in the front loop only of the next stitch 1 round below, single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. Do it again. Double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below, single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches, double crochet in the double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below, single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches, double crochet in the front loop only of the stitch 1 round below, and single crochet in the back loop only of that last stitch of the side. And that is how you do round 9. Go ahead and do that all the way around, slip stitch, and then let's talk about the last several rounds of your square. If you've gotten this far, you can see that the pattern is rather simple. The only real difference between rounds is in the way that they start. If you're following the written pattern too, at this point you can probably turn the video off. If you'd like to continue with video guidance, here's what you do. For round 10, go back and watch round 6 again. The only difference between these 2 rounds is the number of repeats in the middle of each side. I'll put a link to round 6 in the details of the video so it's easy to get to. After that, continue watching rounds 7 through 9 as you complete rounds 11 through 13 on your square. For rounds 14 and 15, go back and watch rounds 6 and 7 one more time. And then I'll show you how to finish up your square with round 16. For round 16, and to finish our square, start with a chain 1 and a single crochet into both loops of the first stitch. Continue by single crocheting in both loops of each stitch across the side. When you come to the corner, work it just as you did with every other corner in the square, with a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the corner chain 2 space. After the corner, work single crochets in both loops of each stitch across the next side. Keep working this way all the way around to the first stitch. When you come to the first stitch, slip stitch and fasten off. Or, if you'd like to try an invisible join, look for my invisible join tutorial on my YouTube channel, Every Trick on the Hook. That's it for this square. Have fun making your own, and by all means, if you have any questions, you can find me on Facebook or on Ravelry.